Hello everyone, this is Power Surge. So today all we're hearing about in the media is the presidential debate. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are gonna go toe to toe on the issues that really matter to you, right? No. This election is really just a total show. It's nonsense, it's fake, and I can't vote in it. So I wanted to make a video telling you guys why I can't vote in this election, why I have no faith in this democratic process that is currently going on. First of all the candidates that are running for president, that have ever run for president, I believe that the majority of them have been pre-selected by the elitists, by the banksters, you would say, or the families that are really running the world behind the scenes. The president, I feel like, is like an emblem of a car. You can change the Mercedes sign to a Honda or a different logo, but that's not going to change the direction that the car is going. It's not going to change who's driving the car. The president is pre-selected by these globalists to run America and to be the face of America, or to do whatever they really want, because the president is not really in charge of this country. I believe that they're usually just people. Maybe Obama is just a guy who wants to get ahead in his political career and he wants a good life for himself, but he got brought in as president and now he really has no choice in what he does or vetoes or signs. He's a famous political figure. They could just tell him, if you don't want to sign this, if you don't want to pass this law, if you don't want to veto this, whatever, then one of your family members is going to end up like Princess Diana. Whether or not they're evil or good people, that's another subject, but the thing is that they really don't have control. And the current candidates, I can almost guarantee you that they're probably pretty evil people. Hillary Clinton has decades of really corrupt things that she's done, abuses of power, email scandals, Travelgate, Benghazi, and her health is very concerning to me, at least. She's obviously not doing very good and not in perfect health to be a president, so she's not going to be a good choice. And then Donald Trump has started his campaign by saying all this kind of vitriolic, mean, aggressive stuff towards Latinos and Muslims and other groups. So he's got a huge amount of people against him. Not a good front man for the United States. He's cocky, arrogant, mean. He hasn't done anything to win over the majority of the American people. He's won over a small demographic. But these two candidates in this election have not brought America together. They haven't solved any problems. All it has done is split us apart. In my own town, Costa Mesa, we had a small riot down the street where we've never had anything like that. One of these candidates shows up to my town and the whole place goes ballistic. This election is dividing the country more than ever. Currently, you have racial divisions of black people against white people, cops against black people against cops. You've got women against men. You look all over the internet and you've got like feminism, and then you've got MGTOW, and you've got all these confused people in the middle, and it's really just like men and women at war against each other, races at war against each other, and a lot of it is being fueled by the issues in this election. The candidates and all this narrative that is running through the news is absolutely poisonous. I choose to keep most of the election nonsense and BS out of my head. I try to not listen to the radio too much. I am going to watch tonight's debate because the whole country is going to be watching it, and the point I'm really trying to stress here is that your mind is a limited vessel, and you can only fill it with so much. This toxic narrative of the election, all the drama and facts that go behind each person, and the huge amount of time you'll waste researching all these policies that you really can't get down to the bottom of anyway, is hindering your growth in life. I don't want to slow down. I don't want to stop growing. So I'm going to keep my mind free of all this garbage and just try to focus on what I can control in my own life, rather than reading on some policy where the taxes are going to go to one person or another, or I don't even know where they're going to go, or when the tax is going to take effect and there's probably fine print and you don't even get the full copy of the policy anyway. It's just not for me. I believe it's a huge waste of time. I won't vote, and I want to keep my hands clean of blood for whoever does become the next president and whatever awful things they end up doing. You got to really think about it. The election is a part of the same system, the same government that is supporting ISIS. They're sending millions of my tax dollars to these evil terrorist motherfuckers, and they're using my tax dollars to bomb the crap out of some hill in Syria right after we signed a peace treaty. These same people want me to participate in their political process. They want me to acknowledge that we have democracy in America by voting, by pushing a button. I just can't do it. We don't get a real choice in whether our food is poisonous with this Monsanto stuff and like all the chemicals that are put in our food, in our water, in our atmosphere because of Zika. They want to spray all of Florida and say like Zika is the reason you're going to like pesticide the whole country. That isn't choice. That's not democracy. I don't get to choose whether or not we'd like flatten out a town with carpet bombs or go to war or like send, $500 billion to some gangsters in another country to try to overthrow their government. I don't get to vote on any of this stuff. We're told we get a choice and we really don't. We get to choose Hillary or Donald. I don't understand why people participate in this, and in my opinion, it's un-American to vote, because if this election were real, I'd be participating in it. But this election is totally fake. It's totally a charade. It's very obvious and blatant to anyone who has any small amount of intelligence. You watch these two candidates and you look at history and you can tell this election is fake. It's been pretty obvious if you look at the past that the people running for president are friends. They're not even like competitors. They know each other. In the case of Bush and John Kerry, like they were college buddies from Skull and Bones. That to me is super fishy. There's pictures of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump playing golf together and stuff. They're probably going head to toe in the media and saying mean things about each other, but they're having secret meetings or something at the steakhouse where like Donald Trump is buying Hillary Clinton a sirloin. They're having a glass of wine. It's not right to me how close the candidates always are. They're friends. They're not even running against each other. They're friends playing a game. It's silly to me that people think they're really competing for the office of the presidency. They're friends. Like they've known each other for years. The real thing to do, the real revolutionary thing to do is say no. I'm not voting. I'm not participating about it. I'm going to tell people I'm not voting. I'm proud of not voting. Because that is the real American thing to do what your heart believes and what you know to be the truth. If I went out and voted, it would be a lie to myself. I know that this election is not real. I know that this is not the democratic process. And I know that I don't get choice on the real issues. So I would feel like I'm lying to myself, like to vote. And even if I wrote in Mickey Mouse, it would just feel like I'm acknowledging the system. And I probably wasted a lot of time filling my head with political nonsense that I didn't need. So I just choose to be a political atheist, so to speak. I don't want to participate. I don't choose a side. And this is probably the most you'll ever hear about the election from me, because I really don't want to waste any more time with it. I don't want to fuel this fire. And Lord only knows what's going to happen in the country after we hand it over to one of these two goons. But I don't want the blood on my hands for what they do. If you elect somebody, if you vote for one of these people and then they just start a huge war, that's technically your fault. And like, I have the right to complain that you did that. Like, you participated in this whole country's government and legal process. Plus, you're going to get jury duty. Like, the one time I've voted in my life, I got jury duty summons over and over and over again for the next few years. They think because you're involved in the political process that you also want to take part in the judicial process, which I really don't have time for either of those things at this time. If you guys have liked this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. This is a politically charged video, I guess. Tell me below what you guys think of this election. Is it real? Do you want to vote for Hillary? Do you want to vote for Trump? Are you one of these crazy people? I just don't think anyone intelligent can believe this election is legitimate. So leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I make videos all the time, giving you little tips on how I've made money through different apps and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. God bless America.